So in recent podcasts, we've been talking about players that have either come from Campbellton, had a big influence on pro hockey history, or were born outside of the region, but got their greatest success through the Campbellton area. Now, one of these is a combination. He's a Hall of Famer, championship coach, player MVP, former NHLer, and probably one of the most beloved athletes in the history of Grand Falls. Of course, we're going to talk about Gerry Red Ouellette. Now, Gerry is probably one of the most, like I said, beloved and liked athletes in Northern New Brunswick history. Now, he first came to prominence, ladies and gentlemen, for the Kingston Frontenacs of the EPHL. Very great 59-60 season with 77 points in 64 games. Second season with Kingston of the EPHL, 18 points, and he got a good look by the Boston Bruins in 34 games. He had 5 goals and 4 assists for 9 points. Although he didn't return back to the Bruins in his career, he was a great player at the minor pro level for numerous associations. Providence Reds of the AHL, Kingston of the EPHL, the Minneapolis Bruins of the CPHL, the San Francisco Seals of the WHL, and the Buffalo Bisons of the AHL. Now, he had a very diverse career, and I'll tell you why. With all the associations he played in, he eventually found himself with the very prestigious Omaha Knights of the CHL. And for some reason, career had a resurgence. Great playoff as well. The regular season, he had a career high 81 points, including a career high 58 assists. We're talking with one team here. Now, in the playoffs, 5 goals, 13 assists for 18 points. Now, that year, he shared the Most Valuable Player award with 3 very interesting future stars in the NHL. And Andre Dupont, Stanley Cup winner again for the Flyers, played with the Nordiques. Peter McDuffie, a very talented goalie, played with Kansas City. And a guy that was a part of the Phil Esposito trade to the Rangers, Joe Zanussi. Now, the guy who succeeded as MVP was Greg Shepard because, he was part of a very strong CHL year that year. Now, he won the Adams Cup that year, and he later decided to join the Campbellton Tigers, the prestigious Senior Hockey League Campbellton Tigers, and he helped them win this Hardy Cup as a player in 1972 and as a coach in 77 and 88. Now, the Campbellton Tigers franchise teams are in various halls of fame. The Brunswick Sports Hall of Fame, Campbellton Hall of Fame, tremendous, senior hockey team. With them and the Dalhousie Rangers, they were dominant in the 1970s. If the Rangers didn't have any success, Campbellton, and there's no better tribute as a media member to say I was part of the the fourth wave of the Dalhousie Campbellton rivalry in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and it was a pleasure to cover it. I'm going to tell you a little story, and I'm not scared to say this. When I became sports editor for the Bugle Observer in Woodstock, I was asked by members of the Woodstock Slammers why I wasn't impressed with only 900 fans at a junior hockey game. I said, I've covered senior hockey up home. There was a Ranger Dalhousie series I covered. Over 3,000 to 4,000 fans in the Campbellton rink, the Memorial Civic Center, for a Ranger game in 2000 in Sharon. So technically, there's one series I cover, might have been at least 20,000 fans over 7 games. You're not going to impress me with only filling a rink like the in Woodstock. You see, when you cover senior hockey, all the traditions of the North Shore and the Costa Pascal League and Batters is there. And Gerry Ouellette is that link. Because Gerry played NHL, played minor pro, gave back to Campbellton, gave back as a coach. And everybody that played in the Tigers program of the 80s has a link to Gerry Ouellette. So technically, Francophone hockey players up home, Acadians, Madawaskans, Quebecois, are all linked to Gerry Red Ouellette. And at age 81, he remains the unofficial Gordie Howe of the North Shore when it comes to hockey because he's that respected. So, hope you enjoyed the podcast on the great Gerry Red Ouellette. Have a good day. Bye.